Well, thank you very much, Romeo Visico and our audience. I am coming to you from Entebbe International Airport, here where the state ministers, who are newly appointed, have just come to have an engagement with the civil aviation in their mandate to see how these institutions that they are going to be working with carry out their daily duties. Well, inside this hall, there's been a meeting between civil aviation and them, and they've discussed a number of them. And actually, among them is the civil aviation telling or informing them how the coronavirus pandemic, with its related effects, have been able to affect the expansion works here. Just like you can see, there is an inspection that is going to be happening. But I just want to talk to the Honorable Minister, the State Minister for Works, to just make us understand what does he make of this engagement with civil aviation. And welcome with me on NTV.
First of all, NTV, we are here to do a familiarization program in a very critical sector within our ministry, the Civil Aviation Authority. Like I've said, this is the face of the country. This is the face of Uganda. We are new in the docket. Myself and my young brother, Honorable Fred Byamukama, and right now we're supposed to have been accompanied by my senior, General Katumba Omala, but he's recovering from the injury he got. So he has requested me to keep the ministry, to supervise the ministry for the next 2 months. And in doing that, I am here in both my capacity as a minister responsible for works and transport, but also minister specific of state for works. But the idea is to get a first understanding of what obtains here.
Yeah, one of the things that the civil aviation has told you is how the pandemic has affected their expansion works.
We will get over that. We will get over that. We are going to defeat this pandemic, but we cannot paralyze operations. We are grateful that civil aviation has continued to manage in the face of this challenge. It is managing it to the best of our ability very well. And just ours is to come and do the support supervision and to encourage them and to look at probably the gaps that are there, so that as a government we can see how to plug those gaps. They must continue to be the face of the country.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us. Let me also talk to the State Minister for Transport, Fred Byamukama. Welcome with me on NTV.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, this is the first time you are having an engagement with the civil aviation, an industry that you are going to work with. What do you make of the engagement you've just had?
Actually, my first engagement with this agency, which is under my docket, Civil Aviation Authority, it has been a nice one, and according to their presentations, the work they are doing, it is quite good, and we need it as a country. And I've seen all the problems they have. And what I can conclude, we need to get the work of Civil Aviation Authority done. However, also need to put in out of efforts such that we have reduced cost of production to have these works done. Because what they need is a lot, and as a country, we need to look at reducing the costs of doing this work so that we have all the things done at a time and we finish them. Because this very Civil Aviation Authority, the work it is doing, it even attracts the tourists in the country, because trying to put the transport system sector proper so that everyone who visits this country is proud of it.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us, Honourable Minister.
Okay, thank you.
Well, the two state ministers that have just been having an engagement with the Civil Aviation Authority, mainly on what happens here, but also listening to some of the challenges that are coming along with this pandemic. And as I told you earlier on, there is now an inspection tour that is going on currently. For now, I want to get back to you in the studio. A very good afternoon to you and our audience.